All right, friends, we are back, and this is the winter edition of Love Magazine. Now, this magazine is huge. Half of the magazine is ads, and when I say ads, I mean it's designer ads everywhere. There's no Lancome, there's no L'Oreal Paris, it's all designer. That's how you can tell a really quality, high fashion magazine is really by the ads. They're not selling you Skechers. So even the photography in most of these ads is superb. So I'm very excited when I see photography being used well, and knowing that half of this magazine is ads is killer, because that's what gets photographers paid. All right, but we're going to jump right to editorials because this magazine is huge, and to be PC and not get in trouble, I've covered the nips. I know this day and age we want to free the nipple, but you know, Instagram will probably say, no, you can't do that, Brian, so I'm not doing it. So this first editorial, This Side of Paradise. So it's a pretty cool editorial. I like they mix color and black and white shots, the way they couple people. Their styling is excellent. I like the locations. I'm not really sure what the story is. Some sailor boys playing cards, but at least there is something. There's depth to it. Again, they're playing board games. And then she's all alone. So it's a little disconnected, but there are storylines in there. And again, yes, you'll see this throughout the magazine. That's a pretty cool shot. The way the light hits this is just awesome. But then this one, I mean, we went from like sailor boys playing cards to like this is like school boys and girls. I'm not sure. Back to sailors. But this makes an interesting picture. So this picture alone, out of context, is interesting because of the setup. Even without the cards, even if they're sitting here without the cards in these outfits, it doesn't make sense. So this element adds a story. But if you look over here, she's not doing anything. So that shot's a fail. Even here where she's bending over to do something, she's doing something. And this shot from the editorial is one of my favorite. This is just a badass, strong looks from both of them. Again. Yeah. I really like her face and her attitude. And the pairing and styling they did with her is awesome. Don't love this hat. Again, we have a board game interest. The eye contact here is awesome. Pretty solid editorial. This one here. This is not a witch hat. And it's true. Fashion is fashion. Just because witches wore it doesn't mean it's a witch hat. I like these moody Jill Sander images. They look very theatrical. Oh, and it is. Watch the films on jillsander.com. We're skipping puff piece. Not into it. And this is what storytelling is all about, Fiction Factory. It follows an entirely imagined scenario. And it's like a 70s film. It's awesome. I mean, the styling, the set, the coloring really gives you 70s vibes. Very awesome. Well done, team. Just excellent. The way that the contrast from the orange to the blue, I just think that's awesome. And from that, we end up with this close-up scenes and screen test from this fictional film. And these are just killer. I mean, these are. I mean, they've set up a fashion shoot like scenes from a movie. And this is just an awesome way to tell a story and to show the clothes. I mean, even this. This is just super well done. This one's very elaborate with the gels and the lighting. But I like the way they've even, put some of the designer brands on the card. The close-ups are great. This is just a very interesting way to tell a fashion story. And this is an editorial on makeup by the makeup artist Cupid. And instead of doing them on himself, he's doing them on other people. And that's pretty killer stuff. I mean, very, very strong. One thing I like is they picked really good faces. Very competent models. This editorial is simple, called New York City Kid. It is all street style, but it works. It might be a simple idea, but this idea really works. I mean, it's like different days, capturing somebody in their outfits. Strong. I love the laughing. Now, this last editorial is called McQueen's Legacy. Money that was set up from his foundation to support artists, and that way they have a place to work and help them push their craft. And these are portraits of them, of the designers and artists themselves. Like this is the designer, and then this is a model wearing her clothes. And even just the designers themselves, these photos are excellent. I love this. Super soft, shows the jewelry, even though it's not even sharp, it's not even in focus. But it tells a story. Some of the best photos in history aren't sharp. They're blurry, they're grainy, they're out of focus, and that's okay. A man and his tools, that is great. Here we get a couple of models wearing some of the designs. That's another great artist portrait. And look at this. Just awesome. This is a great photograph too. She's got a strong face. Good moves. And that is that, my friends. And that is the winter edition of Love Magazine. Until next time.